There is a brand new update coming to Diablo Immortal, and there is tons of information within this video about everything that we can expect to see. Steel yourself in the face of destruction's wake. What I plan to do with you guys during this video is summarize everything that's going on inside of this article, because there is a lot. We have some server merges happening in Japan. We have some brand new servers opening up in both English or in Europe. We have the German, Polish, and a Chinese new server being created. All of this is in the blog post for Blizzard, by the way, and this is happening on June 15th, which as of now is only 2 days away. Now, the codex of what's going on, we can see right here. Some of the things that I want to point out. A new PvP mechanic that's going to be more evenly balanced. We'll get into that towards the end of the video. We have a new zone, which we're going to be looking at, which really looks nice. New legendary gems. We have we have so much to deal with you guys today. Stances. Do you even have an idea of what stances are? Well, I'm going to show you, and I actually have more in-depth information beyond what this article is sharing today about stances and how that's going to benefit you as a player, what they're going to give you, starting off with the new zone and quest line, Ancient's Cradle. This one has to do with Lilin and Inari. You're going to have to be level Hell 6 to participate in this right here. And you're going to have beaten a bunch of helliquary bosses to get there. This one's going to offer 8 different side quests that are going to be available to you to play as. We're going to get some new enemies here that are called the Afflicted, who are locals who have been transformed into new evil by a curse, and a couple of other new enemies, and which sounds like some deadly plants and things like that. So new enemies, new zone, different quests that we can go on. Really good for all of you that are Hell 6 and above. Inferno difficulty. This is what comes after Hell difficulty. Once you get through Hell difficulty 8 and you pass Paragon 800 and you've completed a couple of the helliquary bosses that we have listed right here, you're going to be able to unlock Inferno difficulty. Inferno difficulty is the next version of Hell. Then there will be Inferno 2 and Inferno 3, etc., as we have seen with the Hell difficulties. Now, to progress through these, there's going to be Paragon minimums that you need to reach to get there, and you're going to need to defeat more helliquary bosses or big bosses that you'll encounter along the way, which I will show you in just a moment. Stances come with this, though. This is something that's going to be unlocked at Inferno difficulty. So, before we get into the enemies that you need to beat, let's take a look at some of the stances. All right, what is a stance? I actually have it written out for you, so let me go and bring you this information as I show you this here on the screen. These are examples of the offensive and defensive stances for all of the classes. Let me explain what a stance is. They're new combat mechanics introduced in the game. They provide additional options for players to enhance their gameplay and adapt to different situations while fighting enemies within the game. The requirements to access these are you need to be playing on the Inferno difficulty, which is a higher level of challenge in game, as we just mentioned. On this difficulty, players will need or see a second set of weapon slots unlocked. Yes, we're going to have more slots unlocked for weapons. Now, what does this mean? I'm going to get into it, but it tells me a few things. The first thing it tells me is more weapon slots. We're going to be able to use more gems in weapon slots, which does this mean we're going to be able to unlock or utilize more than just 6 gems? Shall we read on? These slots are specifically for stances, and players can equip items into these slots. Additionally, gems can be socketed into these slots to further enhance the power of their character, so we can use more legendary gems. Each character class in the game has both an offensive stance and a defensive stance, as you see on the screen right now. These stances offer unique passive bonuses that complement the specific strengths and abilities of each class. Players can switch between offensive and defensive stances during combat, and the switch can be made every 30 seconds. So that's my really quick explanation of stances right there. And if I'm just looking at them, you have an offensive passive buff and a defensive passive buff that we can switch between. My Barbarian with Frenzy, upon activation, primary attack speed is increased by 20% for 3 seconds. After the initial duration ends, the increase is reduced by 10%. And then we have the defensive stance, Fortified, upon activation, Gain a shield that absorbs damage equal to 30% of your maximum life for 3 seconds. Incoming damage is now reduced by 10%. We have it for all of our classes, so take a look at the screen, take a look at your class, and see how this new stance mechanic inside of the game is going to impact you and your class. Now back to the patch notes, because there's some demons that we have to slay to get our way through. We have this one right here, Sown. Defeating any of the Heart Trot demons drops new demonic remains, each which match an applicable slot on the helliquary. Not sure if we're getting new helliquary slots or if these are going to be replacing other slots. I would anticipate we're getting new ones, but that is just a guess. I'm not sure. We're going to scroll through a bunch of the enemies that we're going to have to fight right now. I'm going to kind of skip over the lore of them. If you want to, go check out the link and go read the lore yourself, or pause the video as we're there. All right, so we have Strazos right here. You have to beat him to get to Inferno difficulty 2. Next, we have Gedbu. We have to take him. Actually, it doesn't say if you have to beat him to get where. It's just another enemy that we have to defeat. Then we have the Kulul, which is someone you need to defeat to get to Inferno difficulty 3. We have Yamal, another. So it looks like there's 2 battles or 2 enemies that you can defeat before you go to the next Inferno difficulty. I kind of like that. Then we have Saradan. And that's all we have for the new enemies. So these are some pretty beastly looking enemies, ones that are going to give us a difficult time and that we're definitely going to be under leveled for, that we're going to need to grind our Paragon level higher and higher to be effective. I'm currently now effective in my helliquary battles. I can do damage and not be under leveled. It feels good, but that's about to change as we get some new bosses coming in. New to the helliquary gauntlet, Hearthrot demons. The vile Hearthrot demons can now be fought in the helliquary gauntlet. Completing the Inferno helliquary gauntlet for each difficulty level will earn you cosmetics from Scions of the Storm Ancient set. Visit Ryak to begin the challenge of a lifetime. All right, so now we have stances. We kind of talked about stances already and how they're going to give you those extra slots. You can see right here the 30-second swap. So you're going to be able to do your attack and then boom, hit that every 30 seconds. You can switch from your offensive to your defensive stance, which is going to be a great new way to just change combat. It's also going to be another way to gain more power. Being able to utilize more of those skills and activating the stances is going to give you more gem slots. And I mean, for me, more places to put in 5-star legendary gems, or even finally get Fervent Fang into the mix over there. So lots of cool stuff that we're going to have here. I kind of went through all of this information right here on how the stances look. It's part of the blog post. And while 4 weapons are equipped, all legendary gems, legendary item affixes, and attributes will be active. Offensive bonuses of equipped weapons are reduced by 60% of the power while in defensive stance. You may only equip 1 legendary item that affects each skill while the stances are active. All right, so we're gonna have to play around with that and see what it all feels like, but we do have new legendary gems coming to the game as well. Let's take a peek at some of these. What are they gonna give us here? All right, we have the Exigent Echo. Oh, another Echo gem. I love Echo gems. This one right here, your block chances are increased by 30% for 6 seconds when you receive a critical hit. Okay, we have a 2-star gem, the Iron Bane, and this is at rank 10. Remember, these are at rank 10. Your channeling skills have a 10% chance to dissolve enemy armor for 6 seconds, increasing the damage they take by 15%. And of course, a 5-star gem. This one, nope, that is not Iron Bane. It is the Starfire Shard. Nice looking one right here. Again, at rank 10, when you deal damage, you have a 30% chance to rain meteorites in an area, dealing 500% base damage for 2,000 plus damage in total. That's nice. Meteorites can also scorch the ground for 2 seconds. And this can occur more often than every 20 seconds. So it's actually nice. Every 20 seconds, you can have a barrage of meteors coming down, which I actually like. Dropping more damage, that seems pretty cool. And obviously, as we have seen with new legendary gems that come to the game, you're gonna be able to modify your drop tables. So if you wanna choose to have a better chance of getting one of these new gems, you could set that when you're going into Elder Rifts and you'll all be good with that. Now, there is a new set coming as well. This is for our secondary gear. Let's figure out what this is all about and who it's going to enhance. Difficulty 1 and higher. The set is centered around channeled skills and rewards players who continually channel to deal additional damage. We have Seeds of the Sown, gold, a 2-piece bonus. Continually channeling a skill against the same enemy gradually increases the damage of that skill up to a maximum of 30%. Then when you get yourself a 4-piece, after you stop channeling a skill, enemies hit by it take an additional explosion of damage for 30% of the damage dealt to them by that channeled skill. And then the 6-piece bonus right here after you start a channeling skill. Again, Artisan's Endurance gain Artisan's Endurance for 8 seconds. While channeling under the effect of Artisan's Endurance, you are immune to counterattack effects and damage dealt to you is reduced by 40%. So another nice set. Those are all of the pieces right there and where you can get them, which will actually be added to the list and the chart that I shared with all of you this morning on where to find secondary pieces of gear with what dungeons you're going to find them in. Now we have some new events coming. We have the limited time event. What is this one all about? This one's going from June 15th through July 13th. The people of Westmarch turn to the king seeking leadership and reassurance. All right. This is going to be finishing challenge rifts and logging in once during the event's duration. This is really going to be focused around challenge rift completing, which is good because we're going to be trying to get those legendary gems anyway, participate in the challenge rifts. Actually, I take that back. Challenge rifts are, elder rifts are where you're going to be putting your crests in, trying to get that challenge rifts. As I mentioned earlier today in the first video, start grinding up your gear. You're going to get rewarded for it with this event right here, so that's going to be nice. Now, this is what I've been excited for. We're going to spend a little bit more time on this one. Conqueror limited time PvP event. Look at this. It looks like we're looking at an arena right here. And as we read, an ancient fighting pit where the Pharaon Icarus aristocracy held brutal games has been uncovered in Shasar. Fight tooth and nail during the Conqueror limited time PvP event to bring honor to your name and riches to your collection. From June 16th through June 28th, players can enter a Conqueror PvP match using their own build or select a pre-constructed character build from their class or for their class. Each match contains multiple strongholds and must be captured for your team. The first team to earn 1,500 points by holding strongholds shall emerge victorious. Through participating in these matches, you'll complete daily and challenging tasks to earn a random reward such as legendary gems, set items, and more. But there's more information right here. Only fair contest is allowed in fighting pits. Here are the rules of engagement. What does this mean? Only fair. This is where it takes the people, the heavy spenders who are dominating in Battleground, and us mid spenders or us low spenders, and it puts us all on an even playing field. Let's see what this is all about. All characters will be set to level 60. No helliquary, no enhancements, no paragon levels beyond. We're just level 60. The rank of the legendary gear and set gear will be set to 1, basic level. The rank of legendary gems on your character will be set to 10. The integrity of fighting pits is also maintained by disabling all bonuses from resonance and combat rating. Wow. Clans and warbands, normal gems, charms, and heraldic legacy. Stances, see the featured update selection below. Or stances. So stances are not going to be part of it either. This completely stripped away all of the benefits that you have from spending tons of money inside of the game. So now we're going to have fair battles. This is going to be so much fun because you're going to be able to combat with people and all of our levels are balanced and even. We have been talking about this forever. The only thing is this is a limited time event. I'm assuming what they're doing here is they're testing it out. They're trying to see how it's accepted and how the community likes this. So what we need to do as a community, we've been complaining about this forever. So now is our time to band together and to play the hell out of this game mode. If we play the hell out of it, Blizzard is going to see that we like it, and they're going to make it possibly a staple normal event inside of the game, always in the game. Or if they don't do that, maybe it'll at least come back on a more regular basis. This is what we've needed, guys, for a long time, which can lead us to many more different things that'll benefit the game in a positive way. This strips away pay to win. The biggest complaint about the game everyone has ever had is pay to win. This completely strips that away. Take advantage of this. We have more limited time events. We have the horrors encountered in the challenge rift. So another challenge rift event right here. Players can earn proving the rift rewards by completing challenge rifts and placing on the event's leaderboard. This is going on from June 26th through July 24th, which is really nice. Again, promoting challenge rifts. What does this say? Weeks 1 and 3 will reward players with the Arcana Nimbus cosmetic, whereas players can earn the Igneous Nimbus cosmetic for weeks 2 and week 4. So you get a cosmetic for participating in doing this, which is nice. Here are a list of the rewards. If your placement 1 through 10, the Nimbus cosmetic lasting. Now they're temporary cosmetics, okay? You get gold and hilt. 11 through 50, Nimbus cosmetics, gold and hilt. You know what? Where I sit right now, this morning I was 19th place in my server. So I'll already be set right here. I mean, obviously people are going to start grinding, but I'll be set up to get this 2nd place as of right now. But it's nice. Everyone gets rewarded. Returning events, recruit a friend. We've seen that before. Infernal knowledge, of course. Complete 3 tasks. This is essentially just doing things inside of the game. You're going to get rewarded. All clans on deck. I like this one. You participate and you do all these different things that are asked by the game, and it puts all the clans together. You get rewarded for doing it, and everyone gets a whole bunch of rewards. Again, multiple events that are coming back to the game that just give you rewards. I love it. All legendary items, skills, and class balances. All right, so we have, I didn't even see these yet. Okay, so 12-second cooldown, sunder damage. Briefly launch into the air and smash the ground with your weapon, generating a huge shockwave that deals all your enemies while. Okay, let's actually see what this looks like right here. Okay, more barbarian damage. We have the Crusader, the Fist of the Heavens. Let's see what this one looks like. Oh, look at this. Man, okay. We have the Destruction, the Demon Hunters, Shadows Knight. I love how they're doing this with the actual video of these now. That one doesn't look as exciting for me, but maybe for you Demon Hunters, it'll look good. We have the Monk right now, Breath of Heaven. Man, that monk looks incredible. Tell you what, the barbarians look best though. We have the Necromancer, Borrowed Time. This one has a 30-second cooldown. All right, and we have the Wizard, which is the Frost Field. Well, that's kind of cool. Just kind of freezes everyone right there in time, and then you could drop your damage on them. 36 new legendary items. My goodness, this has got to be a separate video. But we have new items for all the slots on our Barbarian, your Crusader, your Demon Hunter, your Monk, your Necromancer, and your Wizard. And we have 3 new Paragon specializations. All right, this is great. We have Apothecary, boost your life recovery while fighting alongside allies. We have Executioner, take down weakened enemies with the devastating blows. And we have Weaver, skillfully intertwine your attacks together to create the ultimate offensive. Class balances, Hammer of the Ancients cooldown is reduced, so people are going to be utilizing that one. The charge time is reduced for 0.5 from 1, so Ground Stomp you could use more often. Barbarian items got a bunch as well. Crusader got oh, actually, look at this, a lot from the Barbarian. Wow. My favorite class getting a lot of things nerfed, buffed, and changed. Crusaders, Demon Hunters, Monk, Necromancer, Wizard, feature update, combat rating adjustment. Combat rating and primary attribute are now separate statistics. The combat rating for items that will be displayed directly on them and is no longer based on the item's attribute. Items that drop will have greater primary attribute diversity and an increased chance to have a higher combat rating. This will help players grow their combat rating quickly and introduce more variety. Battleground and Challenge Rift schedule change. All right, so Wow, I can't believe how much is coming to the game right now. Battleground can reset in as little as 3 weeks, not leaving enough time for players to push their desired rank. While on other servers, an immortal reign might be strong and last for longer periods of time, resulting in less rewards because the season doesn't end as frequently. Similarly, challenge rifts have been weekly and monthly rewards, but aren't directly tied to any in-game events. The following changes aim to update and unify the way this content in Diablo Immortal resets to make the rewards and timing more consistent and forgiving. Starting on June 16th, Battleground sessions will end and rewards will be distributed accordingly. Battlegrounds and challenge rifts will now reset on a 10-week cycle that is independent of Cycle of Strife. The rewards are being updated accordingly as well. In addition to the seasonal one-time bracket at the end of the season rewards, Battlegrounds will provide weekly reward based on your rank. All right, this is great. So you're going to get rewarded weekly, and it's a 10-week cycle. I like that better. I like that they're actually stripping it away from what we were getting from being part of the Cycle of Strife and all that. Battleground rewards are here, and end of season rewards. Challenge rifts will continue to provide weekly rewards, but the monthly rewards will be instead distributed at the end of the season. The 2, 3, and 4 player leaderboards have been removed as well. Our goal is to consolidate the seasonal gameplay into one event that happens on a fixed schedule. This is a good thing. I like this. I like that they're pulling it away from the Cycle of Strife and making it its own thing. Very, very good in my opinion. Weekly rift rewards are going to be right here. Hidden Lair rewards. Hidden Lairs now reward guaranteed normal gems for each objective up to a weekly maximum of 21 hidden lairs, 42 floors. The entrance menu will still indicate whether the player has reached the individual caps for each gem type, but it's now a weekly total instead of a daily. This should reduce the effort, and this is great because usually it was on the daily, you maxed your reach gems for the you reached your max gems for the day, and you're like, okay, I don't have to do lairs anymore. But now that it's weekly, they're going to be able to stack, I would assume, the same way we have our dailies and our bounty board and all that. We'll be able to stack things and get more. Accursed towers, which I absolutely love. To give smaller clans increased opportunity to claim towers and allow a smoother start to the season on servers with higher populations, we made some adjustments. The maximum number of towers available in each season has been increased from 150 to 200. The more towers, the less competition for people that can't compete. The number of regions has been increased from 3 to 4, and 2 regions will unlock during the first week of each season. I love this. The tableau, the ancestral tableau, which has to do with warbands. To support the adjustments to combat rating, the tableau will now have a separate stat for combat rating. Max bonus values for each stat will use the highest value among items placed in the tableau. Okay. For example, if player A has a triple stat item that has 200 intellect, willpower, and fortitude, plus 500 combat rating, and player B has a double stat weapon with 300 vitality and willpower plus 550 combat rating, then the max bonus for the ancestral tableau will be 200 intellect and fortitude, 300 vitality, willpower, and 550 combat rating. Okay, since there's no other weapons in the ancestral tableau, this is an example. So it seems that they're going to be taking the best from everything that's put in there. Also, we're going to have a increased drop rate because, man, I haven't found one of these things in forever. Deeds of Valor badges. Akiba's Chosen Shadow Clan Leader badge now requires that you be the leader of the top 10 clan by the end of the Immortal Reign. Additionally, Battleground will no longer count towards the Deeds of Valor badges because Battleground no longer resets at the Cycle of Strife. Okay, that's cool. We're going to just keep going through because there's still a bunch more. Shadows Daily Quest change. The Shadows Daily Challenge that required players to win a Battlegrounds match is now play a Battlegrounds match to allow quicker completion. That's nice. You don't have to win. Immortal Eternal Crown bonuses. When a new Immortal Reign starts, the Immortal Eternal Crown bonuses will now begin as a 16% damage increase and defense increase. The maximum benefit will persist as 32 damage increase and 32% in defense increase. Paragon specialization in Battleground. Paragon specializations can no longer be swapped during an active battleground. They may still be swapped prior to the battle. Okay, so you can't use a Paragon tree. Then once you trigger the skill or the ability from it, switch to another one. So you got to choose one and stick with it the entire time. Codex objectives for Inferno difficulties. There are new Codex objectives for Inferno 1, 2, and 3. They unlock at 800, 900, and 1,000 respectively. Prodigy's Path Refresh. We're refreshing the path to completely new Paragon level cap. Paragon Path 4 will unlock for players at level 700. Prodigy's Path 1 will disappear from the menu once players unlock 4 All unclaimed rewards will be sent to your inbox. Like that, players can continue to claim Prodigy Path 4 rewards after Paragon 800 based on the expected Paragon level if they choose to stop leveling up Paragon at 799. Hero Journey. Following the maintenance windows in the major content update, all current progress for Heroes Journeys chapters 1 through 6 will be paused and a new Heroes Journey will begin. Only chapters 1 through 4 will be available for new Heroes Journey, with chapters 5 and 6 coming later. It's planned to be available for about 6 months. While completing their chapters, adventurers will receive a bevy of rewards, and once chapter 4 is completed, they will receive Repentant Journey Frame, a token of triumph. Schedule activities created yellow for fellow Warbrand. For your fellow Warbrand clan or members will now display a red dot to increase their visibility. So if you have something that is going to be focused on your clan or your warband, the red dot will be there, so you can say, oh, that's something we need to look at. My God, this may be the largest patch notes we have ever yet seen, and tons of great new stuff. We have new legendary gems. We have new legendary gear. We have balance changes. We have a new zone, new enemies in the zone, new difficulty, Inferno difficulty, new helliquary bosses. We have a new PvP mode that is not going to be focused on your power. And we have stances which are going to allow you to put more of these weapons, which means more gems, onto your character, which means more power. Combat ratings being worked. The whole game is being changed. And it, in my opinion, seems to be in favor of free-to-play players. This is good. For everyone that likes Diablo Immortal, for everyone that's playing, this is good. If you've stopped playing Diablo Immortal, this may be a good time for you to check back in and see what's going on and if you like it. Not to mention the new class that's going to be dropping in about a month's time, and I can't wait for it. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you guys back here tomorrow for another video.